For the review number 3, part 2, on your test, this part will be multiple choice. For the review, this one was not made into multiple choice. So, number 1, we need to solve by taking the 2 and multiplying it to every term. So the 2's cancel and you're left with 1a. If I multiply 2 times 8, I get negative 16, and then 2 times 12 is 24. And then I just solve the equation. So I add 16 to both sides. 1a gives me 40. And then I divide by 1, and a is 40. In number 2, we distribute, and we get 8x minus 10 equals 20 minus 2x. We need to get our x's together, so we're going to add 2x to both sides and get 10x minus 10 equals 20. We're going to add 10 to both sides, and we get 10x equals 30. Divide both sides by 10, and x is 3. In number 3, you're going to multiply every term by 4 because the 4's in the denominator are the exact same number. So I will just keep it 4. So what's nice is that the 4's cancel and we're just left with 5x. Then we have 4 times 6. The 4's cancel again and we have x, and then 4 times 14 is 56. I subtract 1x from both sides, and we get 4x plus 24 equals 56. We subtract 24, and 4x equals 32. We then divide both sides by 4, since that's the last step, and x is 8. In number 4, we need to distribute our negative 3. So we have negative 3x, and then negative 3 times 3 is negative 9, and then less than or equal to 18. So now I need to add 9. If I add 9, that gives me 27. And if I divide by negative 3, we get a negative 9. But we have to also make sure that we have flipped the inequality in our problem since we divided by a negative. In number 5, Michaela earns $9 per hour using P for his pay, that should be her, and H for the hours she works. Write a rule to represent the situation. So 9 per hour is 9H, 9 times H. And this is going to equal P for her pay. Alright, 6 and 8 pretty much go together, okay? Domain and range. Domain is your x's, range is your y. So if I look at my x's, which are the first number, I put them in order from least to greatest. So negative 6, negative 4, 3, and 5. My range are my y's, which is the second number, and again, I put those in order from least to greatest. 0, 1, 2, and 9. Okay. In number 7, it says, for what value of x is the value of this equation equal to 12? So I take the 12, and I'm actually plugging it in for f of x. So 12 equals 8x minus 12. I add the 12 because it's a two-step problem, and we get 24. I divide both sides by 8, and that would give me 3. And then number 8, again, that's very much like that number 6. Domain is your x, range is your y. And I'm putting them in order from least to greatest. So I would go negative 4, 2, 4, and 6. And then here for the range, I would have negative 6, negative 3, 0, 8. Okay. In number 9, It says graph x equals 2. So I would go to the x-axis at 2 and put a dot, and then draw your line. In number 10, I would label x1, y1, x2, y2. And I would use this slope formula from your test, because you would have it on your test or your review packet. And I would plug all my numbers in. So like y2 is -8, y1 is 0, x2 is 8, and then x1 is 0. So I would have -8 over 8. And that equals -1.